High God, you have to abide under His law and under His rule. But you can't love Him and just do what you want. The Lord said the heart is deceitful above all things. You may yourself feel that you love someone, but the Most High God already said it before some time that we can't deal with these other people. Instead of having you worship white Jesus, calling yourself Episcopalian, Pentecostal, right? You're celebrating Christmas, which is not in the Bible. You no longer keep the high holy days. You don't keep the Sabbath day, right? You're not keeping Purim, Feast of Dedication.
That's right.
Right? Destruction of Nicanor, Passover. You're not doing anything righteous in the sight of the Lord, but you're keeping Halloween. Right? You're damn searching out Easter eggs.
That's right.
Bunny eggs on Easter.
That's right.
Make no sense. What the hell does rabbits and eggs have to do with each other? That's
right.
Right? And you come to find out you worshiping all these other gods, and these people have been perpetuating this cycle for the last 400 years, teaching us these things, keeping us away from our God.
That's right.
They literally beat our tongue out of us.
That's
because there's power in the Hebrew tongue. You read about that in the prologue of Sirach. Right? It's power in the tongue that we had. They beat it out of us and made us speak English.
That's
By the time we could speak, all they taught us was lies. Therefore, we were going to reciprocate and speak back lies. Right? No longer are we worshiping Yahweh, which is the name of the Most High God, in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai, who died for us to redeem us. That you read about in Galatians chapter 4 in the 5th verse on down. No longer are we worshiping Him, but we're worshiping some other God. He says that everybody can be saved. If God is a God of justice, it will only be just that the people who did these atrocities to our foremothers, right, who took our babies and fed them to alligators, who cut our foremothers' stomachs open, took the babies out, and while she's sitting there bleeding, hemorrhaging to death, they stabbed the baby through to vex her thus more. The ones who broke our forefathers, right, who tied us to horses, slapped the horses and ripped through the shreds, who took the hair off your head and stuffed pillows with it, right, took your skin and made shoes out of it.
God
People
damn,
can never love you, sister. They can never have anything but ill will for you. It's easy to love you now that you're in a docile state.
That's right.
Everybody wants the so-called black woman, right? Because she's the jewel of the earth.
That's right.
A beautiful woman walking on the face of the earth, right? It's easy to love you now that I have you in complete submission.
That's right.
But back then, you think this man would have loved you, sister?
Teach!
This man would have loved your foremothers?
Teach!
You think your forefathers loved your foremothers?
Bring it out!
No, they was going in there, sneaking out after night, raping your foremothers.
That's right.
Right? Taking them in front of their
Wake
children, in
them up!
front of their husbands, to keep them docile, to break them down. And nowadays they teach us love, 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 so we can forgive them for this.
That's right.
That way we don't want any get back.
That's right.
Now we think it's all good. But guess what? The Most High God is the God of righteous recompense, sister. False abomination it's not right to the Most High.
That's right.
Proverbs 11:1. So the scale is tipped so far in wickedness, sister. All the atrocity, the rape, the robbery, the oppression, all these things that we suffer, all the nations we were scattered to, the Dominican Republic, right, Jamaica, Haiti, right, Europe, we're everywhere. All these things happen to us. So the scale has to be tipped back, sister.
That's right.
We have to get ours now.
That's
the
right.
kingdom of heaven is for you and you only.
Hallelujah.
Right? You and you only, sister. That's what we got to understand. And these other people aren't going to help us get it.
That's right.
They're not going to help us get it. They have
Bring
to
it
help
out.
us get it this far. And you know, man.
That's the truth. All praises to the Most High for revelation, for realization and understanding. All praises to the Most High.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras. Oh, Sirach. Chapter 6 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Separate thyself from thy enemies.
What the Lord say?
Separate thyself from thy enemies.
You gotta separate from the devil.
Right. And take heed of thy friends.
Right.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse number 10.
Bring it out.
Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rustle, so is his wickedness.
All praises.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, chapter 12, verse number 10.
Bring it out.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rustle, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his wrath has not been altogether wiped away.
That's right.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, in verse number 20.
Bring it out.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Right. That's what they nation do. They kind of come up to you and They present peace. Read.
He hath broken his covenant.
But he gonna break the covenant. Read.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
The words of his mouth are smoother than butter.
But war. But
Go ahead. When they came over here and they were introduced to the Native American Indians, what happened? They slaughtered 70 million of that men and they raped that woman.
That's right.
And the Native American Indians taught them how to bathe themselves.
That's right.
They taught them how to irrigate corn. They taught them how to cleanse the food. And,
That's right.
And cleanse the buffalo. Read that from the top.
the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20.
This how you know this is spiritual. Read.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
He came over here and looked at the natives and was like, can you teach us how to do this?
He hath broken his covenant.
And they taught him, and what happened?
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right, read.
But war was in his heart.
And they raised war against that nation and slaughtered them and took their land and established their nation on their land.
That's right.
His words were softer than oil.
Their words were softer than oil.
Yet were they drawn swords.
But they drew swords on them people, man.
That's right.
Their words were smoother than oil, softer than oil, but they drew the sword.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Right. They came over here with a lot of chit chat. It sound good that you're gonna be peaceful. You're gonna make peace with us. Right. But when you took that sword out and you started killing the Native American Indians, what you said ain't add up to what you just did to our people.
That's right.
Right, and had Thanksgiving after. Go ahead, bring it out.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1.
So when I spoke, I think I said it last time I came out here. When I spoke to my father told me my great-great-grandfather was in the Trail of Tears. And when I researched it,
That's powerful.
right, I did the whole knowledge on it. I understood, you know what I'm saying, we Cherokee, you know what I'm saying, on my father's side.
Right. All crazy.
Yeah. That's for the tribe of Gad.
And them Europeans, they did dirt to the Cherokee.
I'm sorry, I gotta go, but I appreciate
All right, sister.
all of the knowledge.
I got one more for you.
Okay.
For the prove this point. Love you guys. First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 31, sitting in the chief butler for Antioch. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse number 30.
Bring it out.
This is under the time of the Antioch, King Antioch before. Sitting their chief collector to the great multitude of Jerusalem. That's Israelites. I'm going to start at 29. And after 2 years, fully inspired, King sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judea, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them.
Right.
But all was deceit, for when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city, and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel.
You can't trust their word, man.
That's right.
They like to talk a lot of this. Yeah, we're gonna give y'all 1,400 in a stimulus check. 40 acres in a mule. But y'all still killing our brothers and our sisters.
Right.
Yeah, we gonna eliminate Section 8 and give y'all better property.
We can have
But what's going on in our neighborhood?
Nothing.
You cannot trust their words.
That's right.
They don't care about our nation.
That's right.
Gentrification.
That's right.
They don't give a damn about our people.
That's right.
And the Lord set that up for a reason. Because they not supposed to care.
That's right.
You're supposed to care about your own people.
All praises.
None of that.
Asians got it, the gays got it.
Right, Asians get hate crime. All that, man.
Just go out and try to tell people.
One last scripture, sister. One last scripture from the word, King. All right, sister, so look, this is why we do this, all right?
I mean, there are some. I'm kind of blown away right now. I mean, there are some scriptures that you guys heard that stood out to me.
Yep.
And I know I've read the Bible a couple of times, but they never stood out to me. And then you not talk like that.
Let me read this one last scripture, sister, all right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 8 and verse 20.
Bring it out.
To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So just keep that with you, sister. If they're speaking from their own belly, go ahead. If they're speaking from their own belly, not saying thus saith the Lord, sister, they got to verify it. All right, they got to go over here and show you precept upon precept, right? And you can understand this. That's right. But if you got any questions, we out there every Friday, right? What time? 6:30, and Saturdays at 4, sister. We always up here with our people here for you to answer any questions you may have, sister. We love you, all right? That's right. All right, sister.
I'm definitely grateful because I know you're younger than that process. We don't want you to do everything that we were talking about. Right. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you.
Come home, sister.
You my sister. I gotta pray for you. You gotta get out of that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, sister. Love you, sister.
Love you, sister. You have a blessed night, sister. What's going on, brother? What's going on? You know you're an Israelite? Huh? You know teaching?
Yeah.
You're an Israelite, brother. If you would be a so-called black man or a so-called African American, you would be an Israelite according to the Bible.
That's right.
You believe in the Most High God?
I got a minute to hear the word of the Lord.
No, thank you. I get a Lord now.
Get the Lord.
All right.
This is what we teach them.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Bring it out!
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord speaking to the Israelites, he said it's going to come to pass because y'all didn't listen and keep my laws, statutes, and commandments. I'm going to put these curses upon you.
Right.
Read verse 16.
Verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So the Lord said that Israelites would be cursed in the city. Who cursed in the city today? Who in the Section 8s? Who occupying the ghettos and the slums and selling dope to one another behind the damn Section 8s? The so-called blacks, the so-called Native American Indians who would be from the tribe of Gad, they cursed in the city too. Because this was their land, but somebody came over here and pushed them on reservations. That's being cursed in the city. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And the Israelites would be cursed in the field. We were in the cotton field picking cotton, tobacco field. We picking all the damn cotton for the so-called white man, and we ain't make nothing. Give verse 37.
Verse number 37. Select. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
We will become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. Read.
Among all nations,
Among all nations.
whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So a byword would be something called outside your God-given nationality.
Right.
So they call us what? Niggas, black, your shirt black, so how are you black? You go to China, they still gonna call you a black man.
Right.
You go to Asia, they still gonna call you a black man. You go to Russia, Ukraine, they calling you a black man. They might call you a nigga over there.
That's right.
These are bywords. We the only people that call ourselves nigga, black. That's not a nationality.
Nope.
Our nationality is the Jacob, Israelites. We're not African American. That's two white men.
Right.
That's two continents named after two white men. You don't come from two white men, do you? Right. Your nationality could never be African American. That's a byword. Get verse 48, verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign,
These curses are going to be upon our people for a sign
and for a wonder,
and for a wonder. Read.
and upon thy seed forever.
So in 2022, we should be able to depict who the Israelites are according to the curses. That's what it means when the curses shall be upon us for a sign. So when we read them, we know who the children of Israel are.
Right.
Read verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
And every pastor, bishop, and elder got this book, but nobody's reading you the Holy Bible. It's actually saying stuff. Read.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
The Israelites are going to serve their enemies. Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee,
Read.
in hunger,
So we got to serve our enemy in hunger. If you want food, you got to go to corporations. McDonald's, so-called white man own that.
That's right.
Wendy's, so-called white man own that.
Right.
Any of these restaurants, if you want food, you got to go to them.
That's right.
Read.
And in thirst,
When you thirsty,
water fall freely from the sky, but you got to go get a water bottle called the Dasani, Smart, Fiji. You got to pay for water. That's a curse.
And the nakedness.
Even when you want clothes, we pick all the cotton, but we don't own no textile goods. Nope. We got to go to Balenciaga, white man. Gucci, white man. You pick all the cotton that could ever be picked, but you don't own none of these companies.
Right.
Continue.
And in want of all things.
When you want a school education, white man. When you want a driver's license, to drive, you got to get a driver's license from who? So-called white man. When you got to get a death certificate. In order for you to die properly, you got to get a death certificate from the white man. To be born, you got to get a birth certificate from the white man. You can't live without these things. If you want to leave the country, you got to get a passport. Anything you want, you got to go to your enemy.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
What?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
What happened to you? Us, right? You learned that in history class? They had yokes of iron upon their neck.
Until he have destroyed thee.
We don't got yokes of iron upon our neck no more. The Lord said, until he have destroyed thee, meaning we was going to walk around calling ourselves niggas. Black. We destroyed.
That's right.
We don't need yokes of iron no more.
That's right.
It's like when you got a dog on a leash. Once the dog trains, you can take the leash off. Because he's trained. We don't know who we are. We don't know nothing about our heritage or our nationality. So they took the yokes of iron off and they let us grow free. Because they know we're going to act the hell up. Get out verse 54.
Verse number 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
So the Israelite man, we used to have respect for one another. You know what I'm saying? We used to check up on one another, ask if you're okay or if you're okay.
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Now we disrespect each other. Now we killing one another over a pair of sneakers.
That's right.
Like if I step on your shoe, you probably shoot me. Or knock me out.
Right.
I have the evil toward one another. Read.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
Even toward the wife of your bosom. That's why so-called black relationships can't work. The so-called black woman and the so-called black men always feuding. They can't get along. It's only us. Read.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Which he shall leave. That's fatherless households. I ain't had my father in my life. A lot of brothers can say that. Why is that? Because the Lord said it would happen. Right. Verse 68.
Verse number 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord said, I'm going to bring y'all into Egypt again. They just came out of Egypt, and he said, I'm going to put y'all back in Egypt. I'll get that Exodus.
Go to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Egypt is bondage, meaning slavery. That's what we were doing in ancient Egypt. We were slaves. So go back to that.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So he's going to bring us into slavery again.
That's right. With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How we get over here? You know how we got over here?
I think we was already here.
How did the so-called black man get over here?
We was already here.
The so-called Native Americans was over here.
Ain't we the Native Americans? Ain't we the Aboriginal?
They called us Negroes.
Yeah. But ain't the Aboriginal black man? Well, so-called black.
So-called black man is an Israelite.
So the Aboriginal Americans are Israelites?
Aboriginal is a designation for black, Negro, indigenous. It's all the same thing.
Okay.
But majority of us came over here by what way of transportation? Ships. That's prophecy in the Bible.
That's right.
So the Lord said that we were going through slavery again, but by ships. Continue.
Come. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Read.
But the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We want to see our homeland again. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
And when we get there, we're going to be sold unto our enemy on slave auction blocks.
That's right.
Did they not sell our people? Didn't they take our mother and sell her to so-and-so plantation? We were sold, brother.
For bond men and bond women.
Enslaved women.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man gonna redeem you out of that. Martin Luther King can't redeem you. Harriet Tubman, Marcus Garvey. No man can save us out of this captivity.
Right.
So what we showing you is according to the Bible that we will be the nation of Israel through prophecy. You understand that? So you'll be an Israelite. You won't be a so-called black, aboriginal, Negro, African American. You come from the seed of Jacob.
That's right.
From the seed of Abraham.
That's right.
You'll be an Israelite, brother.
That's right.
And that means a lot to the Most High God.
That's right.
Get Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse number 6.
Bring it out.
And it reads thus: For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
The Israelites are holy. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself,
Read.
above all people.
Above who?
Above all people.
The Israelites are above all people. But we're not living like
That are upon the face of the earth.
we're above all people from the face of the earth.
Right.
So why are we at the bottom? Get our Amos 3 and 1. We ain't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So we get punished. Everybody wasn't on the slave trade. So-called Chinese man was not on the slave trade. The Most High God only deals with us.
Right. The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against
Children of Israel. Read.
against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying,
Read.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
What the Lord say?
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
The Lord said he only know the Israelites out of all the families of the earth.
That's right.
Read.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquity.
That's why that happened to our people. Because he's only going to punish us.
Right.
That's why the so-called white man not getting gunned down in the street. This is why an 18-year-old white boy can put bullets in the heads of our mothers and our fathers. The Lord punishing us.
That's right.
We constantly getting punished because the Most High is waiting on brothers like you to come back to this.
That's right.
And we're going to continue to get murdered. And we're gonna continue to watch over our back, making sure nobody is trying to take our life until we come back to this, man.
Teach,
We gotta
brother.
come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Get Isaiah 14 and verse 1.
Teach,
This is a benefit when you come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Your Christian pastor will never read this in church.
That's right.
Your Christian pastor can't read this. Read that. Isaiah 14 and 1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse number 1.
This is what the Lord gonna do when the Israelites come back to their nationality.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob,
Right?
and will yet choose
The
Israel,
Lord gonna choose Israel. He gonna choose the Israelites. Read.
and set them in their own land.
He gonna set us in our own land because we was removed out of our land. That's why we over here. He gonna set us in our own land. Read.
And the strangers shall be joined with them,
The other nations gonna be joined with us.
That's
Read.
right.
and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob,
But they gonna cleave unto you. Read.
and the people shall take them,
Right. Read.
and bring them to their place.
He gonna take these nations and bring them to their place.
That's
Read.
right.
And the house of Israel
The Israelites,
shall possess them in the land of the Lord,
we gonna possess these nations. Read.
for servants and handmaids.
They gonna be our servants and handmaids.
That's
They
right.
shall take them captives, whose captives they were,
Wasn't we their captives?
That's right.
So we gonna take them captives. Read.
That's right.
and they shall rule over their oppressors.
We gonna rule over our oppressors. Once we come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You understand that? Don't you want that 5 nation? Right. But we gotta come back to this.
That's right.
He got a flyer. You got a flyer, brother? Make sure you look into that.
Yeah.
Make sure you look into that. Right. Get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Go ahead. Israelite, man. You got the flyer, right? Yeah, he good. Huh? Yeah, I'm out there. I'll pull that.
The book of Ecclesiastes,
And then get Matthew.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments.
What the Lord say?
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Read.
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is the only thing that we need to be doing.
That's right.
That's right.
This is the only thing that matters. By inclination, our people rebellious, they can't perceive that.
That's right.
The only thing we're supposed to be doing is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the before we end, the foundation of our life is to first be obedient. Before we can elevate and the Lord can start giving us the things that we want,
Right.
and open our mind up to wisdom that we've never seen nor heard, we have to first understand what it means to be obedient. That's foundation.
That's right.
That's the milk. Brothers trying to go to Mars and the moon. How you gonna do that if you don't even understand that you can't eat unclean foods?
That's right.
The Lord gotta teach you to abstain from unclean foods,
Right.
and keep your temple clean before He can send you somewhere else.
Right.
This is the foundation. This is the foundation and the standard of principle, man. Keep the commandments of God and the faith.
That's right.
Now read that.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 26, and verse 6. Now, when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman, having an alabaster box, a very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they said, Salakia, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her. Barakatayahu!
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 Barakatayahu! Barakatayahu!
Barakatayahu!
Barakatayahu!
Barakatayahu! Bring it out!
Death to America!
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 God!
God! Y'all got some more pliers? What's up?